So what's up, people? It's Mr. Resume. I'm back. We're gonna finish off this 0 day class tonight, and finish going through these sectors where we left off. Excuse me. We were looking through actually a good bit of setups to the upside, and I point out that we saw healthcare, consumer staples, and technology kind of stand out as like the three sectors that were kind of showing us setups with the most strength. Obviously, those sectors are not I mean, they're not all in like continuity to the upside because of the macros, but you do have lower time frames that are coming into continuity. So you're seeing these reversals happen on these smaller time frames and even the week this week. So I think there's a lot of opportunities. I would prefer to see some things that are clearly to the downside because like there's usually rare cases where everything goes up. So I don't like to see when like everything is up because I could feel like it's a false move or kind of a manipulated move. So just want to be mindful of that, especially if we push down or. So I just want to be mindful of that because we are still in the downtrend, even though we did have these pops this week. So just wanted to highlight that. But first one here, so we might as well talk about it since it's on my screen, and that's Pepsi. That's also another staple stock. We know from looking at some of the others that are within staples that Pepsi is one that we probably, if staples does continue its upward trajectory, Pepsi would be one that could potentially go. You just need to kind of look at the contracts and see really if they had people at the party and all that good stuff. But I will say that it's just below point of control. So there may be other setups that have a clearer path. I don't like when point of control is right above my head like that. But I'm gonna put the level down because I want to have the trigger in place. 164.46. So that's Pepsi. I mean, another staples we know we kind of should already kind of feel strongly about that just based on what we're seeing with the others. Let me scroll back up here. I think the last one I left off on might have been Neo. We talked about Neo, but we didn't look at it. But as you can see here, Neo looks very strong, setting up for tomorrow. Oh, that was the other one that I didn't mention when I was talking about what we saw earlier. We also saw a lot of China stocks with very good setups like Baba and these EVs. So I think it's not so much like a sector that's like showing strength as it is like it's just China stocks in general. Those also, in addition to the sectors I pointed out, or so anyway, let me put an alert in here. That one looks very strong though, very strong. As do all the others. I mean, Lee is just trapped between broad formations, but that one looks good too. 2311, 23.08. Okay, let's keep rolling, y'all. Oh, I did see MO. MO looks solid too. I have the alert set for MO, but we're looking at a 212 on the 4 hour above 42.54 on MO. That one looks solid. I already have the alert there. Also on the day, I didn't even pay attention to the day too much, but on the day we have looks like an inside day. So yeah, we're looking for a 212 on the day. So actually, let me go back to my alert. MO. And 200. Oh, it's on the 4 hour and day. So we got a double trigger right here at the 4 hour and the day on MO. So just be mindful of MO tomorrow. It does have broadening formations though along its path, so could be one that gets, you know, just kind of gets like choppy a little bit on the way up. Sometimes it'll make people hop out a little early, so just being mindful of that. United Health, healthcare. I mean, shit. I mean, what else can we say about healthcare? I mean, it's been showing out this week, so we talked about it on the watch list call. We talked about it during the week on the Zoom calls. Put in a lot of triggers in this sector. If you follow my trades, you already know if I have a lot of tickers from the same sector on my watch list, that's an indicator that I am bullish on that sector or bearish on that sector. So yeah, I was definitely feeling healthcare this week. It went off as expected. So yeah, I think that UNH setup looks makes sense and it looks good. Look at that chart. That's barbecue chicken right there. I mean, 0 days are cool, but sometimes you be like, man, I'll just get some time on that. I'll get some time on it. $500.44. Uh-oh, 44. Okay, all right, let's keep going. All right, BBY, Bed Bath Beyond. I didn't see too many discretionaries, but let's take a look. Yeah, discretionary looks good. I mean, that's a good sign for the market tomorrow, is like having discretionary and tech look bullish, because then that means you probably are going to get a push up tomorrow. You know, not that I have a preference, but it should be some good opportunities tomorrow. It's kind of what, you know, what my synopsis is of it. There's so many damn triggers, man. I don't even want to take them all, put them all down, because then I have to filter through them. But BBY, I'll sit that. I mean, we had a strong push up to close out the day, so that's why we're getting a lot of these setups like this. 71.33. All right. I mean, yeah, all the stuff that usually goes up when the market's bullish looks up. Looks up today. So that is a positive sign. Let's see what else we got here. All right. Let's take a look at Visa. I think we already looked at T in part one. But yeah, Visa looks like the rest of tech right now. I mean, there's just an abundance of setups. That's all I can tell you. I don't even want to put so many damn tickers there. I mean, there's just a lot of setups, but this one here, 212 on the 4 hour above 196.95. Again, this one hasn't gone in force like some of the other tickers we've seen on this list. So I guess like in comparison, it may be a situation where you want to just kind of, you may not want to just be as convicted about this one versus some of the others, but I think this one, if the sector goes up, then you should be fine. That's kind of what I'm thinking on that one. Let's see what else we got here. TDG. We'll just recap on T real quick. All right. Got T, AT&T. Again, another strong setup. This one here, got Chicago setting up on the 4 hour. Got this 312. Looks like we had a TTO today, this morning, with the push back up right now. So we're looking at this Chicago on the 4, and that's above $20.65. So I've seen also if we've got bullish movement on the market, like, you know, with SPY and everything, then you've got to have an expectation that sectors like communications and some of the others are going to go. Obviously, we know discretionary and tech kind of correlate with SPY, so you know that makes sense. And so communications is just one of those as well that kind of likes to move with it. So that makes sense. I think the three sectors that we're seeing, or four that we're seeing, like all make sense with like how the market behaves. So this all, like, it just basically is just confirmation on what we've already seen. But as you can see, we set this trigger already at 2065 on AT&T. That'll give us 2-up continuation on the day. And that's one of the things I like to look for, is if it's already in force. I don't want to have to find or get into something that's got a reverse. I just want to know it's already moving and I can just hop in that moving train. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Next one here is DG. We've been playing this one already, so we kind of been tracking it. So if you're in it, there ain't nothing wrong with taking a 0 day on it if you wanted a short trade, if it triggers. We feel strongly about the buying that's taking place over there. It's been going ever since, like, when the market was, you know, pulling down, it was holding up. So this is one where I say, hey, it's in force already. It's been moving up. All you got to do is manage the trade appropriately. The expectation is that this one's going to go 2 up tomorrow again. Your challenge is that you got to manage these broadening formations, because you got another BF right at 246. So that's the idea. But for a 0 day, I mean, it could take that out, a little quick 1.5%, 2% move, and you're done. But yeah, Dollar General looks good. Honestly, though, I could see it pushing through that monthly BF, this blue line here. So wouldn't be surprised. Abivai is next. Abivai looks fire. I did look at that one. Again, another healthcare. Expectations that we will go 2 up tomorrow. Looking at a 212 on the 4-hour, above 149.63. That's barbecue chicken right there. Only thing is, you got the broadening formations there. I think if you're playing 0 days, it's not a big deal. You can just take it to that broadening formation level. But nobody likes to take a trade with a BF right above its head. But you've got some room. You've got, like, you got a few dollars, a couple dollars. So you should be all right. Abivai, let's keep going. Toothpaste. I think we looked at toothpaste. Colgate during session 1. Yep. We got a 212 set up on the 4. It's had a hell of a week, but we're looking at a level of 79.04. Above that for entry. So that one looks money. That looks money in the bank. It's one of those situations where it's like, shit, you got to play what's there in front of you. It's telling us that that's where the money's at. You just can't overthink it. All right. I'm going to skip save, go right to CVS. That should look strong too, but if not, maybe, you know, hey, it is what it is. There's enough in healthcare right now already. But as I expected, yeah, CVS is looking good as well for tomorrow. Obviously, I had pointed out 4 healthcare related tickers on my watch list. But I think the sector strength is showing itself. So if you're playing other tickers that are in the sector, just be mindful. But CVS is a good one. It hasn't gone like crazy like the others did this week, but it's up. So you could take a look at it, analyze it, and see if it's worth playing versus some of the others. I think that's one of the other things you got to look at, like what, compare it to some of his other sector mates, and see if that's the one out of that sector you want to play. So don't be biased. is my point here. Because bias could get you in the 80% play, when if you would have just looked objectively, you could have gotten to the 1,000% one. You ever played a stock and then you hit the right sector, but then the wrong ticker within the sector? And that's not even like saying like a loss. It's not necessarily you making a loss. It's just you made money, but you're like, dang, that's it. IBM, I usually don't typically look at this one for 0 days, but it does look good. It is like one of those, like, I don't want to say slow mover, but it just kind of creeps up. Looks like we bounced off a BF this week, so yeah. I mean, looks decent. Continuity is what I'm looking at, so more of the long play might be the thing with that one. And again, if you got tickers you want me to look at, put them in the chat. As you all know, I'll take a look at every single one. You got Take Two, Activision. So I'm seeing XLC stocks starting to show themselves as well. Look at that bad boy there. Activision right up under a BF. So it's trying to fight and get back in that range. Looks like it's in a volume gap. So my expectation is that this one will keep going to continue filling the gap till about, what is this? 77.38, somewhere in there, 77.35. So you got a volume gap to your left. So I feel like it'll keep going, fill that gap, and then we'll see what happens from there. But it's, yeah, 212 above 76.55. That looks like money in the bank. That's Activision. It's so many triggers. I think I'm pretty done adding triggers. CPB, Chunky Soup. So here, Chunky Soup, what we got here? We got a Chicago setup on a 4-hour. That'll give us a 312 above 47.57. That's money. That's a solid one right there. We enforce on the week, 2 up on the day. There may be some others that have kind of showed more strength, but that one's moving in the direction we like. TLT, the bonds have been moving, but I think that's more so a cause of or reason from price action. Like that's more of a price action move. It just hit into a buy level and it got bought up at that cheap price. So I don't think it's gonna. Right now, like what I saw over the last few weeks with the market being how it's been and no real upward movement on it, I didn't like that. So I'm gonna let it kind of chill for a second before I play it again. Let's take a look at Oxy. I did throw Oxy on my list because it just had to set up and I want to watch it, but it's sitting right on top of a BF. So I'm just looking to say, hey, it's just sitting there chilling. So I'm like, So yeah, I'll be looking for that setup on Oxy above 56.78. Really, for me, like Oxy's still good until it goes below $54. So we a couple dollars away. So I'm feeling like Oxy's still gonna bounce right here at this BF. What do we get next? Twitter, Dollar Tree. All right, Twitter. Yeah, in comparison to what his sector is doing, it's not showing much strength. They ain't feeling Elon right now. Okay, UNP, Dollar Tree. I'm gonna leave this one alone. This is in industrials, but why would I play all of this conflict when we got so many triggers that are like busting with continuity? So that's an easy call right there. Next one, Dollar Tree. I don't even care what that setup say. conflict outweigh everything on that one. Not when I got something in full continuity. Dollar Tree, another one. It's not showing the strength of a Dollar General. Again, not sure if I want to play it for a 0 day tomorrow. It did give us a very strong bounce on the outside day. So that is something to consider because now we're looking at a pimp and limping on the day, 213. That's a pack approved pack combination. We created that. It's the pimp and limping. It's the 213. And so we got the 3 down today with the bounce in the afternoon, which means price has chosen a direction. So with that being said, tomorrow I expect it to go 2 up on the day. So Dollar Tree could be one. I just didn't like the fact that we're in conflict and it hasn't like Dollar General has been showing out while this one right here been chilling. So I'm kind of like, I would want to play the one that I know has been going, but the setup looks fire though. So let's keep going. Let's keep it rolling, rolling, rolling. All right, let's go take a look at Big Run, MCD. So Big Run, yeah, Big Run. So Big Run looking at a Chicago 312 on the 4 hour above 243.78. We got like 20 cents, and what we running to 247.47. Hey, that it actually might take that out early. So watch Big Run in the morning. If we get the push, if we hey, the only thing that would like be annoying though is if we got the gap ups in the morning. So that wouldn't be very pleasant. Screw up all these beautiful setups tomorrow, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. 243. All right, McDonald's in the books. We got more healthcare. Was this MDT? This one it wasn't showing much strength, so I'm interested to see Medtronics. Yeah, Medtronics wasn't doing too much. I was like, when I was looking this weekend, XLF, XLI is down. MGM, KMI. Yeah, MGM, all that downside, I'm good. I don't need to even look at it. Like I got other options that are better. Maybe if the market, didn't have many options, I'd take a look at it. But I got options. Again, too much red for me to be looking for a 0 day to the upside. The setup looks like it probably will go to the upside, but in comparison to stuff that's in force, this is a 0 day. We're looking for something to go in a direction and pick the direction. We don't need it to like act like it's gonna reverse and then come back and then run. Nah, I need something with stronger indicators that this shit, not like indicators, but like stronger signs that it's gonna go. And so that's why I wouldn't pick that one right there in particular. It's gonna bounce though, but for tomorrow, I need less ambiguity. Again, JPM setting you up with a 4 hour, very clean looking candle. Jumping in and get tore up. LMT, same thing. So yeah, we run it down to the end of this list. And based on what we've seen between this part 1 and part 2, I don't feel like we need to really look anywhere else. We kind of know what the deal is. I think through this exercise, we have been able to identify where the money is. What we got to ask ourselves and figure out for tomorrow, though, is like, is this thing going to gap up? And then if it gaps up, it's going to mess up all those pretty little setups we done made. And then 2, what are we going to do intraday to take advantage or to execute or adjust our plans? So if it's something you feel like it might gap up, like, okay, go ahead and be thinking like, what would your plan be then when it gaps up? Are you going to sit and wait on it to fill the gap and then reverse back up? Because that's what a majority of the time happen. So it'll gap up, come back, fill the gap, and then reverse back up. So then we're taught in the strat, Rob teaches, that we wait for the reversal for it to come back and fill the gap, and then we wait on the reversal code back to the upside. So that's one thing. Or you're like, screw it, I'm gonna play something else. So you gotta like make that decision in your mind about what you want to play. So let's see what's in the chat. Yeah, Oxy. Yeah, we took a look at Oxy. Let's see. Starbucks reversed on the week. We got continuity. Look at that. Going, yeah, 2 up on the day, 2 up on the 4. We're right at a BF. Starbucks been showing out though. It ain't got no, there's no setups, but it's been showing out on Fridays. Keep an eye on that. HL, like I was saying in part 1, HL, I don't like a lot of those tickers that are like smaller in price like that. I try to stay away from 0 days. For some reason I haven't just had the best experience with those. Look at Lumi Loom. Yeah, Lumen, we like Lumen. So yeah, Lumen's 2 up on the 4, 2 up on the day, inside week. So tomorrow though, well, maybe not tomorrow. Maybe it could do something tomorrow, but Lumen looks like it's reversing. If I were you, I would want it to stay inside tomorrow on the week. So then next week you can get that 212. It kind of sucks that you would get like the week break on the Friday because the way things have been operating this year, we've been getting gap downs on Mondays. So, but anyway, there's just something to think about. And yeah, I mean, so then tomorrow, I mean, the main things that I'll be looking at that I think you all should be considering heavily, first and foremost, is healthcare. Healthcare stocks looking real good. Also, consumer staples. Cam been on consumer staples hard this week. He been on it. You know how he like the D and all that. He been on them staples this week. So that's another one that's been strong. We've seen a lot of tech tickers as well. So them like the 3 primary like sectors within SPY that I see for tomorrow. Those will be primaries to me. So probably healthcare and staples are the primaries equally. I'm probably more bullish on healthcare because I expected healthcare, so it's doing as expected. And then the third one would be so you got healthcare, then staples, and then technology, and then right there with technology is communications. So communications and technology kind of grouped together with staples and healthcare out front for tomorrow. And them like the only 4 sectors I feel like confident. So I would look for primary plays in those sectors. Those I think like communication may be like 4th, but like those 4 are the ones that are showing like what I think would be acceptable setups for tomorrow based on what the overall market is doing. Like it all makes sense that they would go. Now, the outlier is like if something happens and we gap down tomorrow. But even then, if we were to gap down, I feel like we'd run pretty hard if we did. So that's my synopsis for tomorrow. I'm gonna put my list together. There's a lot of tickers. It's already late, so I don't know how many I'll get through. And so we'll go from there, and I'll get this list out here in a little bit. But I'll get the recordings up. The session part 1 is actually downloaded now, so I'm gonna get both of these sessions up. So even in the morning, if you get up early enough, you can review these before the market opens. So anyway, I'm gonna leave y'all to it. If you're on the East Coast, use a rider, use an OG, use a trooper. So peace to y'all. Y'all have a good night. We'll catch y'all in the morning. It's Fridays, Bring a Friend Friday. So invite some people. Do not post the link to social media though. Send it to people direct. And let's get paid tomorrow. Y'all already know what it is. It's Friday. It's time to time to bring a little chicken home for the weekend. You know what I mean? So anyway, y'all have a good night. I'll catch y'all in the morning. Peace.